I did live in New York till like a minute ago. Like, I moved to New Jersey in November, and I am still debating whether or not I should just pretend I still live in New York. But considering I like do a bunch of poems about honesty, I feel like maybe I shouldn't start by lying about where I live. But I think about it every time. Okay. I just told y'all I'm insecure and a liar before I even started a poem. This got real. Okay. I'm a fat fuck. Doughboy. Compared to me, Moby Dick is a goldfish. I am the real great white whale. And I'm here to tell all you skinny motherfuckers, Sam Cooke, to get off the dance floor. You're doing it wrong. Your easy elegance is the biggest lie. When a body my size begins moving in a direction, it tends to stay moving in that direction. There is no improvised elegance here. I need to plan out every movement. This means that I have the potential to be the greatest dancer the world has ever seen. The two skinny men I asked for advice on this poem told me that I should dance here. They don't get it. They don't understand that this has never been about being a spectacle, that this is about how we live our lives. If you want to see true excellence, do not follow the naturally talented. Follow those who are hungry, who have something chasing them. When you love yourself the way I love this, then and only then will you understand what this poem is about. And I will not dance until my dancing is like me. Perfect. But watch your back, skinny motherfuckers, because I've been practicing. I'm gonna do one more fun, happy poem, and then I'm gonna introduce you guys to the real me, and woo! Yeah. I believe that all of us have a few things that we feel compelled to write about over and over and over again. And most of mine are sad. But then there's the subject of love, which is also sometimes sad. But love can only be described the way it is lived, in parts, hoping that the whole makes sense, even though we know none of the pieces do. Love, 1A, love is a sandwich. Everything we do can be reduced to the layering on of parts, to hoping that we get the order right. Love is a sandwich. Both are delicate, tiny things that didn't exist before we created them. We put both in our mouths. Love, 1B. I fuck like a hurricane. which is to say nothing of its sudden onset or its volume only, only that it takes an entire team of scientists to predict when it will happen. I fuck like a tornado. Which is to say, in here we will be safe, but around us, things will be destroyed by our excess. And I promise, baby, I promise that we will not end up in the same place that we started. Love, 1C. If there is anything more like the way I fall in love than children's cartoons, I haven't found it yet. There are 8 women who say that I am the ideal man, that anyone would be lucky to have me. I have asked 3 of them out. They all said no. We still hang out, but boy, it gets awkward sometimes. If there is anything more like a tunnel drawn onto a wall than this, I haven't found it yet. Love, too. Love is the only thing that all of the songs are right about. Love is all that you need. Love is a cold and broken hallelujah. Love, 3. The heart is a terrible metaphor for love. Please stop using it. Love is not a muscle. It cannot atrophy from lack of use. Love is an organ. It can always sneak up on you. The lungs are a much better metaphor for love. Please always use them. The inhale is that moment of excitement we feel when we meet someone special, and the exhale is that moment of hate we all fear we will feel if this does not work. But that moment between breaths when you are all potential, that is love. Love is... So I was warned not to ask how y'all were doing, because I was told that you were Midwesterners and would be polite and tell me you were doing well no matter how you're doing. But I'm hoping that, like, for 1 second, you'll channel your inner Brooklyn and tell me how y'all are actually doing. How are y'all doing? I heard someone over here be like, tired. Thank you for channeling your inner Brooklyn. Thank you. All you needed to do to make it complete was be like, I'm tired, jackass. Stop asking me to talk. You know what? I'm not going to do that poem right now. I'm going to do a different poem. I faked y'all out. So I never do a feature unless I am planning on doing at least one poem I have never read in front of an audience before. And we have reached that moment. The hardest thing I ever did was take a shower. Holding the body of someone you love who has committed suicide is easy. All you have to do is sit there while you wait for the paramedics and hope that you are wrong. Pray that there is still a person here to save. When you are in shock, the weight of a torso is negligible. For all of the strain it puts on your body, you might as well be on the beach holding a book. I think we should redefine the word tragedy as that which is impossible to get over. Unless you are profoundly lucky, it will happen to you. And on that day, when all of your happy daydreams seem tiny and all of your nightmares seem huge, on the day when the worst what if you can ever imagine has already happened, when a friend who you love has committed suicide, when your stepfather is paralyzed, probably forever, whatever your tragedy is, please use me as a cautionary tale. Because only a madman tries to do the impossible. And after her death, I was indeed a madman. I tried to get over her suicide. And failing that, I did nothing. I sat in my own filth for 3 weeks until a dear friend walked into my room carrying a towel, hoping that I was not another impossible task, and said, "You are taking a shower right now." That shower was the hardest thing I have ever done. You cannot get over somebody, but you can take a shower. And then you can get dressed. And then you can find your keys, and then you can go grocery shopping, and then you can do your laundry, and then it's 10 years later and they are still dead and you are happy. I don't believe in God, but I do believe in miracles. In things so large that they seem impossible, but when you do them one tiny step at a time, you get them done. Taking a shower is a miracle. Laughing is a miracle. Being here is a miracle. See, that's the real example. We all give up, and we all hide. And we all wallow in our own, whatever awful we have to wallow in. But if you're lucky, if there's a miracle, you take a shower and you get up and you keep doing tiny things until the world is a slightly less dark place. Thank you. So, falling in love is just about the easiest thing you can do. Like, literally, like, all you got to do is, like, walk in a room and be like, "Oh, you're cute and not a terrible person. We have so much in common." It's after that that's hard. It's getting love to actually stay that's hard. I'm not talking about the individual. I'm talking about the act of the process of love. This is after Still Life with Woodpecker. How to make love stay. 1, go out Dye your hair. Get it cut. Shave your beard. Get a whole new wardrobe. I'm talking a she's all that level reinvention of yourself. As soon as there is little enough of the way you look that you barely recognize the person who left the house this morning, go to a costume shop and buy a you-colored wig, a cheap facial prosthetic, draw a superhero onto your polo shirt, and the minute that you look like the cheap Halloween costume version of yourself, go home to your love and say, I love you. No matter if I become a cheap, hollow reflection of who I am, I will still love you. 2, sing for your love. Now, I do not mean serenade your love. Leave the ballads and the Sinatra for lust. When you sing for your love, it should come from the top of your heart. Love is never boring. It is never the same, which means you should never sing your love the same song twice. Your song doesn't need to be on key. It doesn't need to have a melody. The only things it needs are to be proud and to be true. I love you. You're a teacher, and I love that about you. You let me sing you songs when I'm naked, and I love that too. 3, pretend that the whole world is the music video of your love. Finish every sentence by taking off your sunglasses, especially when you aren't wearing any. You know everyone is staring at you, and it's not because you're a jackass. You know why? Give them finger guns. Create a new walk that's just for your love. Do not swagger. This is not the 90s. Do not strut. You are not on a catwalk. Do not stumble. You are not drunk. Every love is unique. So make sure that your walk is something the world has never seen before. It could be the penguin. It could be the elephant. Whatever your walk is, practice it enough that you can do it even while you are standing still. Want to see mine? I call it the Tiffany. Wasn't it perfect? The world is a sharp-edged thief that will take everything from you. And hope is a dirty prayer that we usually misuse. But love is eternal, even though we are not. The world will take everything from me. But I am ridiculous so that the world will not take my love's laughter. Not hers. Not ever. Thank you. Thank you, Button, for having me. Yeah, give it the fuck up for Button. Thank you, Slammers, for doing a thing I don't do anymore and is still awesome. Yeah, I'm serious. I'm gonna do 2 more poems for you, and then I'm gonna wander away. I have albums on a flash drive for sale. If you want it, come talk to me. If you don't want it, still come talk to me. It's cool. Let's be friends. Yeah, I'm going to do that poem now, right now. When considering superpowers, if I could regenerate any damage done to my body, I would find the tallest building I could. I would double backflip, belly flop off of it. Would not tell you it won't kill me. When my body hits the ground, turns bone to dust, when my blood splatters across your face, there will be a moment where your heart stops, where the belly drops out of your everything. I will calmly walk up to you and say, yeah, ever since you killed yourself, it's been like that for all of us. All of the time. If I could fly, I would take you so high, so fast, you'd be terrified that wind resistance alone would rip you out of my arms. But do not worry. I would hold on to you with a strength born of fear and longing, and I would whisper into your ears, if only you told us something was wrong, we could have told you we loved you, could have held you, we could have helped. If I could read other people's minds, I would not invade your privacy. Instead, I would eavesdrop on every passerby, tattoo my arms with all the nice things they wanted to say, every, wow, she's so gorgeous, every, I wish I could be that confident. Meeting your ex-lovers would turn my chest and back into a masterpiece of everything they should have said, every, how could I have ever let her get away, every, she was the best thing that ever happened to me. My legs would be a patchwork of hatch marks for every time I still wished you were with me. It wouldn't even take a single day to cover this body and all the things people didn't think you needed to hear. If I could travel through time, I would go back to the moment before it was too late. I would go back to the moment before you started a suicide note that read, "Dear Jared, I'm doing this now and I know you will be the one to find me. Because of all of my friends, I think you are the one who is strong enough to take this." What made you think I was strong enough to take this? I would go back to the moment before you became the reason I don't read letters anymore without having someone else proofread them first. I would go back to the moment before you became the reason I don't put pen to paper anymore, write everything in my head. If I could project my thoughts into someone else's brain, even knowing it could never have saved you, but believing maybe it could have saved me, you would have never doubted, even for an instant, that you were loved. Thank you. And this is my last poem. Thank you all so much. I love you too, mystery person. I've always prided myself on being an honest person. But I have decided that I will not speak unless I can say the complete truth. This has made it so much harder to talk about the things that are really important to me. Samantha, I wouldn't change a thing about our prom night. Not even my ridiculous powder blue tuxedo. That's right, I rocked it hard. But I have spent so many wishing that we could have had a different ending. I have lost track of the number of times I called you crazy, and every time I did, I was so of myself. Do you remember that night when we watched the meteor shower and you put my hand on your left breast and you offered me? I still can't. All I could say was, Dad, you are the of I have ever met. Thank you. I wouldn't be half the I am today if it wasn't for you. Do you remember you said to me the first time I came home with a broken arm? You said, Jared, why don't you just... And I did, Dad. I have spent the rest of my life trying to... so that you would be of me. If I ever have kids, I'm going to make sure they know one thing. I'm going to make sure they know. And it's all because of you, Dad. The first time a woman told me that I was the only fat man she had ever wanted to fuck, I could only say, I almost married her. By the third woman to tell me that I was the only fat man she had ever wanted to fuck, I knew to say, I think a lot about the other women, about the ones who never told me why I was desirable, and that if they did, they'd say, you see, the thing about the truth is that it is almost never one thing. I just want to be an honest man while still leaving room for all of the answers. So how come every time I try to hold the truth, it... Thank you all very much.